I've had it for over 10 years, and I still don't know how to deal with it. I don't know if I'll ever know how to deal with it. It's like a little demon in the back of my mind. My biggest fear about mental illness is that I'm not going to be able to beat it. I'm going to be on pills for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be someone that I don't want to be, and I don't have the willpower to change it.
Well, I was 11 years old, and basically what happened was I went to a sleepover. I came home and my mom knew. I couldn't stop shaking, and I was throwing up, and I was going to the bathroom like excessively, and I just was like uncomfortable, and I didn't feel like I was in my body, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And that was quite literally the moment my life completely changed. Anxiety, I have OCD as well, and then I have different types of anxiety. But I have like generalized anxiety, so pretty much most things make me anxious. I've been diagnosed with one of the highest end of the spectrum anxiety, and I'm still breathing.
I love Mollie's personality. Mollie's got, what I say, two personalities. It's not really two personalities. She has happy Mollie and anxiety Mollie.
Because I'm different. Not like we're different, but I have a very infectious personality.
She's got a big mouth. Sorry. Mollie's personality. Oh God, Mollie's actually, I mean, it's kind of an ironic thing to say, but it's actually her zest for life. She likes to sing, she likes to act, she likes to dance. She's always just been Mollie. She's just very, very hard as a parent to see your child go from, Mollie's always liked to be centre of attention.
For the birthday boy! What?
But centre of attention to a heap on the floor. It's very hard.
You don't want to do this anymore.
No, you don't want to do it? Are you sure?
Oh God, I don't. I shut down. I cry a lot, and I have like hyperventilating freak attacks, and I call my mom. So anxiety comes along with a lot of self-doubt too, so I'm constantly finding myself doubting myself. They're gonna accuse me of breaking the camera. I don't know.
I've been blessed with incredible friends. I call them the family I got to pick. But it's really hard for me to watch them watch me struggle. I know that sounds crazy because I'm dealing with my own things, but I love them more than anything in this world, and I know how bad they feel when they watch me struggle, which makes me feel 10 times worse.
When you started developing your anxiety, it was starting to get really scary. When we weren't able to go out anywhere because you'd start having fits or episodes of sorts.
For me, it just feels like I'm kind of worthless.
I feel useless because it's hard to say something to her that's going to make her feel better.
Is that a battery?
This is a plug-in one, but I can't take it out with me. I don't want to do this. I don't even know these girls. I live in a lot of fear of what people think of me. The moment I couldn't leave my house and go to a park, which was 200 feet away, I knew something was wrong. I lived in constant fear. I remember I was in grade 5 and I got called fat every single day. Every single day. It was, you're a fat whale, you're gross, you're disgusting, you need to lose weight. That added to my anxiety because I was constantly like, I'm not good enough. Like, Mollie's not good enough. Nothing's ever good enough. And I'm almost 21 years old and I still live like that.
It would just be kind of sad to watch, only because knowing how bad you got bullied all throughout public school and high school and everything.
I feel like I'm back in high school. It's just nothing good enough.
But I think the bullying changed you as a person. you are more determined not to be that bullied person. It's made you sometimes not listen to people. I think the bullying changed you as a person.
Absolutely.
And I don't see why it wouldn't change anybody.
Watching my mom suffer with her divorce, because that's been the most disgusting, nasty thing I've ever seen in my life. And watching my dad abandon me, and watching my stepfather, my dad, abandon me. I was emotionally abused because it was, Daddy, come to this event for me. Daddy, come to my graduation. I'm busy.
I do, as I said, feel guilty because there was a part of my life where I made Mollie the third party in a relationship, which I believe I shouldn't have made her the third party, but she was the only person I think I could talk to about it. And I do believe that part of that might have heightened. I can't actually pinpoint that date, but I do believe that maybe that's when it got worse.
I watched a woman be belittled and put down when she is the most incredible human being that has ever walked this earth.
This is how to cure an anxiety attack.
Like I'd be pissed off at home because my mom and dad were arguing, or my brother was being an asshole because he's my little brother and that's what he does. And I'd just be like, Mom, I'm going to Uncle JJ's house. Because when my uncle was killed in a work accident, he went to work and never came home. And I was babysitting for him, so I was the last person to see him, other than his son Jacob, and I was the last person to hug him and kiss him. And I can honestly tell you, my uncle passed away when I was 16, and I am almost 21 years old, and I still beat myself up for telling him he could go to work.
Grief is a very personal journey. Everybody deals with grief in a very different way. And when you're grieving something that should not have happened, trying to make sense of that and watching your family fall apart around you actually changed you. I also believe you've learned from it. You've grown from losing someone, because when you lose someone, you do become a different person.
My famous line is, I can be in a crowded room and I still feel so alone. It's a very, very empty feeling, and I'm alone. Like every day I'm alone. I always feel alone, and I'm always like, even something as stupid as when my boyfriend dumped me. I was like, well, there's another person that doesn't want to be a part of Mollie's life. And people walk out of my life all the time.
I am 100% for my daughter to take medication right now, even though I am trying to teach her, learn her that she can be fine without medication.
I'm on pills. I'm on so many pills. First time I went on medication, I was 15. I'm gonna have to come off my anxiety meds. Because I battle my own demons and nobody can help me. Nobody, like a bottle of pills can't help me. It just mellows me. I don't know if I'm gonna be 50 years old and on medication, or if I'm gonna be 22 off medication. I don't know what the future holds. I went through a part of my life where I didn't understand, and I was like, I don't know what I did. I didn't want to talk because I didn't want to accept the fact that something was wrong. Anxiety isn't like a cough or cold you can just get rid of. I didn't want to talk because I knew everyone else was going through stuff, and I didn't want to add to everyone else's strain. I wrote an article on my website and I got a huge reaction to it, and everyone was so happy for me, and that was really the kick of it's time for me to speak. I see anxieties becoming a lot more prevalent in people's lives. Talking is the best way to deal with it, and I think that when it comes down to it, like talking's a way to open up, and talking's a way to speak, and obviously, but it's a way to get out how you're feeling.
Mollie has never really fared very well with counselling, to be quite honest. She's one person with outsiders and then another person with me, which I know I'm her wall, I guess, someone that she can bounce to, someone she knows I'm always going to be here for her.
Will I have the means to get over things, and then guilt sets in, and then a sense of helplessness sets in, and also a big part of what I find some of the symptoms is this sense of worthlessness.
Hoping that when I spoke to you and you spoke to me that you were okay when we put the phones down. I knew that even though you told me, you were still, when we put those phones down, you were still having an attack, you were still freaking out, you were still crying. And it's just something that people can help, but they can't resolve. You have to do that yourself.
That first big one you had, it was just getting a phone call and not even being able to understand a word you were saying to me. Trying to calm me down and literally getting up from what I was doing and just running to you to make sure that you were okay.
I'm not proud of the fact that I've let my anxiety control my life, because I have. You gotta push through it and not let anxiety win. I have an amazing support system. Like, my friends are amazing, and my mom and my family and my therapy cat, as I call her.
I would like to see Mollie progress more and not to have such separation anxiety from me. I would like to see her adult. That's my favourite word with her right now, is I want to see her adult.
How can they not give me a battery? This stupid other class, I just don't want to do it anymore.
One particular moment, okay, maybe sounds a bit selfish, was the one particular moment when I decided, sorry, fuck it, she has to do it by herself. Her first semester, after I think it was 9 hours of constant crying and hysterics, and I just said to her, give it all up. That's your choice, you give it all up. You just either walk away or you can do it. And that was when my fuck it moment, when you have to believe in yourself.
I almost dropped out 4 times and I was puking every day. I stopped eating, I lost 15 pounds. I think I don't know, it's hard because it's kind of like a roller coaster. Like, you're getting up to the top and you're doing super, super good, and then something happens in your life and you plummet. So I've seen a progression in myself that I'm not as afraid.
When I first met her, she was a lot more shy. She was a lot more nervous, a lot more anxious, but I've seen her overcome a couple of obstacles, and she's one of my best friends.
Working for Sheridan Student Union has definitely made me a better person. I don't have to change who I am, I can be myself. I'm really accepted there, and I love every minute of it.
This is my happy place. This is the place where I feel at home, the most accepted. I love it.
I want people to know that I am a fighter, and I am not someone that can be walked over, and I'm not someone that's gonna let my anxiety beat me. But I want people to know that Mollie Casey is a firecracker, and she may be crazy, she may be annoying as hell, but that's who she is. And if you love it, then please stay in my life, but if you don't let the door hit you on the way out. Every day I wish I didn't have that little demon on my shoulder, but I thank him, because that little person of mental illness has made me the person I am. You know, if they're battling themselves, that you may be in a crowded room feeling alone, but you're never actually alone. I hope these assholes will be out of my life in a couple years, but I think I see myself graduated. I see myself driving, hopefully. That's another thing, anxiety stopped me from was driving. I see myself in a house or an apartment. I see myself working. I see myself being able to be me.
Why are you proud of me?
Because you know it.
Keep pushing through, Mollie. You got this.